We're very happy to have you and have your film in the selection of this year. I think if you look at the list of the films we've been selected, that we have selected, you will notice that there is a broad range of comedy subgenre that have been because we try to show from each subgenre maybe something representative, something obviously well done, funny, and everything, but also show the diversity of comedy. And I have to say that your film is also you know, in exactly in that perspective, in the sense that it tells us through comedy, you know, a certain story with its certain codes that are quite original. And I'll let you talk about it. So tell me how you decided to make this movie, what triggered it, what made you wanna put on screen in images this idea about the ordeal of going through the Hollywood process, let's call it.
Yeah, thank you so much. So of course we are like very, very excited to be included at the Rabat-Comedy Film Festival. Yeah, and we're really looking forward to be able to screen there. And for me, I'm a cinematographer by trade, right? And I direct sometimes, but also we do live for 15 years in Hollywood. Yeah, and my wife is an actress. She also is a film festival director, but she's like an actress. And her very best friend is Batia, the lead actress of my comedy film. And life in Hollywood as an actor can be really cruel. Yeah, it's unbelievable how many actresses are in Hollywood, and they're trying to make it, and they want to live their dream and fulfill their dreams. So I had basically first-hand experience over many, many, many years how it's frustrating it can be, the auditioning process, and if you get a part or don't get a part, and that whole endeavor. And so, but also of course the fun of it, that it can happen that you book like a big project and then how excited everybody is and so on. So, and I always had like something in my mind that I want to do a film about that, a comedy about that. And then my friend Batia, who's the lead actress of my short film, she did during the pandemic some pandemic clips where she edited herself. She was bored. She's like a single, and so she had a lot of time during the pandemic, and she edited herself into some movie clips, like as you can see in my short film. And I built like a whole short film around those clips where she edited herself into them, because she had them one after the next online, and some people watched it, but I thought, oh, this is such a genius idea and it's so funny that I have to make more out of it. And so I incorporated, as we all know, as artists or directors, how hard it is to fight, you know, for your dream and live it. And so I thought I would do a funny take on the whole situation.
Yeah. Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, taking advantage of a situation is close to what a documentary would be, a documentary approach. Yet it is done in a fiction environment, and it always gives some very interesting results as an end product to be watched. And whatever this, I think a lot of people relate to the trouble to find his or her place in an economy or in an industry, is something that a lot of people cope with, you know, in the cinema industry, but also in so many other type of industries. And this whole process, well, in film is casting, but in other industries, there are different ways to find a job and be selected, and coping with that, and finding the right attitude, finding the right manner to resist whatever shock you receive in these experiences, you know, where they make you feel you're not that worthy, when in fact, you know, you're doing your best and you think highly of yourself, and nobody is ready to tell you that, to tell you, you know, it's because the game is unfair. It's not because you are a bad guy or you don't deserve it, or it's just you playing an unfair game, you know. It's it's like a squid game, you know, but not without the reward, you know. Or
Yeah, no, I think 100%. And I mean, that is something that I wanted to show, because the thing is, there are even Academy Award winners who feel miserable and they still question themselves and they don't know, they don't book jobs. And then it is that it's not about that. You can always think, oh, when I book the next movie, I will be a happy person or something, or if I do that kind of project. But it's not like that. Yeah, there will always be someone maybe better than you or someone booking your project. That's why I think it has to come from within you. Yeah, you have to be like, you love what you're doing. It's about doing the process. It's not about the result that much, right? Where you're getting that. And that's why when you're happy with yourself and you're happy that you can bring yourself out there or get a part or do whatever on what scale it ever is, then you're like a much more satisfied person, I think, right? In general and in life. Because of course you can think, oh, I would like to have Cannes Film Festival in Rabat or so, yeah. And then you always think, oh, how can I do it bigger? But you do it again and again and again, and then and then you're growing by yourself, and people will do feel it, right? And that's what it is, that it comes from your heart and not because you want to do so, you know what I mean? And so
it's a commitment, personal, but based on exactly your beliefs, that you can bring something that gives you that resilience to sustain your effort enough so that you get to your objective at the end. You if you have the right attitude, then you can get there.
no, I absolutely agree. And I do see so many projects. I'm a cinematographer, right? I just shot, like, in Germany, the biggest TV biggest movie that is possible to shoot on television, and I work like on a really nice scale of projects. And then I love to do those passion projects with your friends. All the actors in the film, my short film, are really close friends. There's like a small cameo even of my daughter, who's walking kind of stairs, because I have another short film that I'm doing right now that is like intertwined a little bit. So so it's really fun. And for me, there's nothing better in the whole world than making movies with your friends and family. It's like so rewarding then to sit together and everybody did their best, the best you could do at that point with the money you had, right? It's just all that is filmmaking, I believe, that you always try to do the very best that you can at that moment.
Exactly.
And then
Go ahead, please.
No, and that's why we are so happy. Then of course that's why we do the films, that people get the chance to see it. And then nothing is better to share, to watch a film then with an audience, or that an audience gets to see it in a cinema, on a projection. So it's amazing. So thank you again, for organizing something and selecting us.
Let me ask you, as a cinematographer, because you said, you mentioned that you're a cinematographer, it's your background. How do you approach comedy when, as a cinematographer? Are there codes you try to go by so that the image is in conformity with the genre, the comedy genre, or how do you do you think it voluntarily, or do you let it just come out as you feel it? What is your process?
Yeah, so it's very different approach. Obviously, I just saw like a crimes movie in Germany, but we also had comedic elements. And then the director said, "Oh, let's shoot it like with this lens." And I said, "I think a different lens would be funnier for that moment. That we are closer to the actor and maybe be on a 35mm lens and be a little closer to the actor and feel the environment a little bit more. And then there's a combination of acted comedy and visual comedy. So I certainly have like different approaches, or I shoot a scene different. And especially we do a lot when we shoot comedy. I mean, not in my case, but on different comedies, that you give room for improvisation. And that means that you sometimes shoot two cameras, and that it's not that much about how good the shadows fall on the face, or sometimes it's much more important that if one actor does a joke and the other one is responding to it, that you capture it at the same time.
Yeah.
So normally I would not cross shoot always actors unless they're improvising in a comedic manner, because then sometimes you might miss gold, that someone is throwing in lines and then the other actor is like really disappointed because you shot his side first, and then he can't react on the funny jokes. Well, so there's like,
as you say, there is one of the tools in comedy storytelling is reaction. You know, I mean, you want to see you want to feel the funny part of something. It's more on the reaction that you'll get it than on the whatever line was said. And it's true as what you say. If you have if the reaction is it has been set to be improvised in a way, you know, the director has left things for the actor to find out how he would his character would react, then obviously you need to snap it in and have it part of the story. It's funnier when it's done that way.
It is.
So you as a cinematographer, you work with the director, and when you are working with the director on a comedy, then you have all these technical aspects, maybe lights, colors, all these things would be part of the choices you will discuss before you end up shooting. So
that is like, of course, an important element, and that is like, of course, in my short film also there's dictated, because she already filmed like all the clips of the movie scene, something with her iPhone and this and that. So I knew the whole rest can't be too polished. It has to feel like breathing or alive, the whole thing. I can't, of course I had to elevate it a little bit in the cinematography, but then also I couldn't make it like just with the biggest dolly moves or crane, and then it would be like those clips, then it would feel weird. So it was for me kind of tricky to find a balance. And I sometimes think, oh yeah, I did well, and sometimes I think, oh, I could have done different. But it's so important that you're not overpowering something with the images or something, that you sometimes find like funny images or and sometimes images that speak to you, but not that it's one big image after the next and in all it's nothing special, right? So it's all about that you are with the actors and you feel those things. So
so this find this harmony, this right balance between the type, the form of the shots, and so that the images are come naturally to us, and just like they, just like you are expressing. And this is how we ourselves, when we watched the movie, we were we felt a very natural type of of process. Is this your first short, or are you?
No.
No, you've done many.
Yeah, I've done many shorts, and I collaborate very often close with the like directors who are actors as well, or so I can help them or be like as a cinematographer corrective to them, yeah, because they are also in front of the camera. As my
Yeah.
wife is a director, also, and acting in films, and I have done some short films, but I like. It's literally just for the fun of it, right? I just want to have a good time, and with that, and I just I film another, I think, very funny project soon, and those are my passion projects more than anything, right? That
Okay.
I'm like to bring my friends together and to do like really fun stuff, and yeah. So I do direct sometimes, but not that often, right? And I'm on the level that I'm a cinematographer, that I work like with world stars like Ed Sheeran, right? I shot the Ed Sheeran documentary
Okay.
that is on Disney Plus, and many, and like some of the projects, comedies as well. They won like in Cannes the Young Directors Award, and so, and I work very close then with the directors, but those are just like my shorts are just pure for the fun of it, you know.
Yeah. So it's you release your sometimes your creativity, personal creativity in those films, but you usually are keen to return to cinematography, and
Yeah. No, of course, I think like if I maybe direct one day a feature film, yeah, but there's no pressure on it. Yeah, if I find the right thing and I think it's really funny or so, then I'm definitely going for it. But it's like a nice position to be at as a cinematographer, that other people fight for their projects, and then you come on board and you help the director's vision, right? So
yeah
it's like that is my like a perfect position. That's one of the reasons why I love cinematography also,
yeah
that you can support directors and help them
yeah
make their
And
vision, and then
you can support their vision, and take them where they would not be able to go on their own. I mean, so so
100%, yeah. That
yeah
is like that is a lovely thing. And then, but also then, of course, sometimes it's nice because it's always a compromise, and there's a different captain of the ship, right? When you're a cinematographer, so at times it's nice to be the captain too, yeah. On some time, and then you can say, no, I want it like this, and I think that's the way we go, and that is good too, yeah. So it's
yeah
like good to
yeah
have that outlet as well,
yeah.
for short films or music videos or whatever that is, right?
How long have you been as a cinematographer in your experience as cinematographer is?
I think I had my first film at first short film at the festival, maybe 1999. Yeah,
Okay,
so
that's
25 years. That
20
was my first
years.
short film, and my first film as a cinematographer in the Munich Film Festival. Well, at that film I directed myself. Actually, that was like 25 years ago, more or less. Yeah. So that is like the ballpark. In the
Yeah.
Munich Festival, my first cinematography project was maybe in 2003. That's 20 years ago.
Wow, well, that's
So
quite.
I'm working for quite some time in the field, making movies.
Yeah, yeah. And internationally, or you work in only in certain areas?
No, I think it's now in 20 countries that I have shot projects. And I
Oh,
shot, like, for the last 15 years, I worked in the Los Angeles and Hollywood
yeah.
only. And I just did my first project in Europe again, which was like a Tatort, which is like a German crime story, prime time, that is watched by the most people. Actually, the most popular program in Germany was my first project in 15 years in Germany, and I have like some commercials coming up in the US. So I work all around the world,
Ah,
doing projects. Yeah.
yeah. That's wonderful to have people like you with all this technical experience, yet also not giving up on their ability and creativity in terms of directing, in terms of dreaming about a story and then making it something real. I wish the best luck to your film in our festival. Hopefully, it will make a great impression on our jury and the audience, just like it made a good impression on us. And hopefully, you'll be able to send us in the future maybe some other comedy if you work on it. And thank you so much for taking the time this morning to tell us a little more about your work and then your process. And it's very valuable to our audience to watch the movie, but also understand a little more the people who are behind that movie, and obviously the director as first person behind the movie. And so I want to thank you for being with us and giving us this opportunity to meet with you, and the best of luck. That is all of it.
Yeah, I highly appreciate it. And as I said, yeah, as in this film, I mean, I wrote it, I directed it, yeah, I filmed it, and so, and like, of course, some friends helped me all with it. But so it's like very important, and we are so grateful to have like the streaming opportunity. And so far, the feedback on festivals have been really good. And so, and people loved it. Was always good vibes in the cinema. So it's great, and motivation for the next projects, right? That I'm directing and the feature I'm developing, and so it's like good. I'm like highly appreciated. So thank you so much for having me. Yeah?
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye now. Take care. Bye-bye.
All the best. Thank you.